Hello, friends. Please consider supporting the Flavors and Knowledge podcast. Donated proceeds are applied to absorb the cost of cooking classes and health education for children. Help a child affected with diabetes with a sponsorship donation toward adequately managing the condition through Food First. Chef Walter's Children Diabetes Foundation brings this message. Hello, dear friends. Welcome back. This is Chef Walter with another episode of Flavors and Knowledge. The topic today is Pinsa, and it spells Pinsa. If you think that Neapolitans and Romans constantly dispute about it. So let's find out the cause. The Pinsa Romana, Roman, is a traditional pizza that has very little resemblance to a classic Neapolitan pizza. So let's begin by at least clearing the air. The word pinza is from the Latin pincere, which means to lengthen or to stretch, and of course explains the shape of this fantastic Roman oval-shaped product, more digestible than the cousin pizza due to a lighter dough and the presence of cold water in the mix. It is nothing more than a schiacciatina or a flatbread born before the pizza during Roman times, uniting different ground cereal like millet, oats, barley, and later on farro, of course with water, salt, and some aromatic herbs that could be found. Essentially, it is another form of focaccia, and is made by the local Lazio farmers, the region that surrounds the city of Rome. The classic recipe uses a mix of different flours, such as soft wheat, soy, and rice mixed with cold water. These three ingredients go together. The water amount has to be 75 to 80% of the dough, and it's left to rise for about 24 hours to a maximum of 150 hours. Yeah, I know, don't be scared. 150 hours sounds like a week. Well, the lengthy rising process provides a pinza that is fragrant and easily digestible. In his Aeneid, the poet Virgil wrote that local farmers created this humble blend by kneading a variety of grains with salt and fresh herbs, shaped oblong and cooked over coals. The poet added that the cake was very light and quickly digested, and the legend asserts that the Trojan hero Aeneas sampled some type of pizza upon his arrival on the coast of the Lazio region. As you know, with Italian food, we're going to leave it up to the legend, and considered to be a sublime in flavor that the ancient people used to offer it to the gods to win perhaps their benevolence. There is a brand out there, and it's a DiMarco brand, and it spells Dimarco, and it's a DOC product, which stands for Denomination of Controlled Origin, and has been able to recreate a classic flour mixture and trademarket it. So I'm not sure if the mix is available here in the United States, but I will certainly look into it. If you are not into the ready-mix product, and you'll decide to challenge this, then you would have to create your own blending. As a first attempt, you might not achieve the same result as in a typical Roman pizzeria or a typical pizzeria that makes pizza. But after several tries, perhaps you'll be successful. I'm going to share with you a recipe, which it takes about 20 minutes of prep time, and it's enough for about 2 people. And you will start with 3.5 cups of all-purpose flour or the 00 Italian flour, which is strongly suggested. Half cup of rice flour, available at your Oriental markets. 1 2/3 of a cup of cold bottled water. 1 tablespoon of good extra virgin olive oil, plus a little bit more for the rubbing. Half teaspoon of dry yeast, the powder, the type you find in packets, and 1 teaspoon of kosher salt. So let's do this together. Let's gather a deep bowl and mix all the purpose flour, the rice flour, and the yeast together. Let's add the cold water and whisk continuously. Now add the olive oil and salt. Cover the bowl with a kitchen plastic wrap and allow it to rest for about 30 minutes. Add some extra virgin olive oil and salt at the end, and after 30 minutes, remix and place in the refrigerator for about 24 hours. Your refrigerator usually runs about 36 to 38 degrees, so that should be fine. Remove the dough from the bowl and divide it into 2 equal balls. You can now cut 2 parchment papers that fit a standard baking sheet pan, positioning paper on the pan, dust with some rice flour, and place the dough on top. Cover with a clean linen towel and rest again for about 1 hour. And while the dough is rising, you can work on the chosen topping. After the allocated rising hour, remove the cloth, drizzle olive oil on the dough, and stretch it. Begin from the center, outward, shaping it into an oval-style base, so it is now round as it would be in a Neapolitan-style pizza. You are now ready for the final step in making Pinsa Romana. Preheat the oven at 400 Fahrenheit for about 15 minutes. Arrange the topping on the stretched dough in a neat fashion so that every area of the mixture is adequately covered and the ingredients are not overlapping. You want a steady cooking every time. The most secure area of the oven is probably the center rack, which offers a rounded heat dispersion, but you know your oven much better than I do. And so it's a matter of testing and testing over and over again. If you need to add some provolone cheese, which I suggest, you may do that just about 5 minutes before removing the pinza, which should be just nice and brown, and it should have a crispy consistency. You may scatter some fresh parsley, a dash of black pepper, and begin to pinzare, which is the word that is used in Rome how to bite into a pinza itself. There are some other toppings that I'm suggesting. You perhaps could use mushroom, a type of blending mushroom of choice. As I've said already, some smoked provolone, maybe a drizzle of white wine over the top, garlic cloves, fresh parsley. But as I mentioned at the beginning of this podcast, the blending of the flour, it is a little bit tricky at first, and so I suggest that you don't get discouraged. You try it, and in a few trials, you will find yourself to have a nice blending and something that you can make ahead of time and store in plastic bags and keep in a cool and dry area of your home. And if you decide that you would like to buy the premix, well, all you have to do is shop around, and I'm sure they are out there. So there is a major difference between pinza and pizza. And of course, within 1 hour of distance between Rome and Naples, the dispute will still go on, since it started about 2,500 years ago. Thanks for listening to this brief podcast. You can follow Flavors and Knowledge on Anchor.fm or on any of your preferred platform. If you're in the kitchen today or tonight, always keep your eyes on the fire. Hey, stay safe, and we'll reconnect on the next round. Ciao, ciao.
Flavors and Knowledge is brought to you by Chef Walsh's Cooking School in Cranston, Rhode Island. For classes, workshops, events, and programs, please visit our website at chefwalterscookingschool.com. For all other services offered by Chef Walter's Food Group, check out our main website, chefwalter.com.